Today, we are continuing our series where we analyze business ideas or videos of people suggesting business ideas or side hustles. You can call it as you like. I already did first part of this video. You can watch it by clicking over here. And I'm doing these videos because, again, I think it's really important for everybody to get best information in order to make the best decision. Because it's really easy to make a list and say you go out and do this, but it's a little bit harder to actually go in depth in each business and understand actually how to start it, if it makes sense, the costs, all these type of different things. And this is what I do in these videos. I'm starting this series. I want to do it because I think it's really useful for everybody to understand how it works. That's it for me. Let's jump into the computer and let's start analyzing the rest of the side hustles on the list with Joshua. So now we are the number 4, that is sneaker cleaning.
Is extremely unique, and I've personally never seen anything like it, and chances are you haven't either. Now, most of you probably know, even if you aren't a sneakerhead, you probably know that the sneaker industry is massive. In fact, the sneaker market is an $86 billion industry and is expected to continue growing. And this presents a massive opportunity for you. You see, people love having clean sneakers. However, what happens when you wear your shoes? Well, over time, they start to get dirty. And this is where you come in. There are legitimate services out there that offer to clean your shoes at rates from $30 for just a standard light cleaning to as much as $70, not even including any of the add-ons. And so let's just say, for example, on average, you're cleaning shoes for $50 each. And it takes you an average of 30 minutes to clean 1 pair of shoes. If you cleaned 2 pairs of shoes every hour for, let's just say, 4 hours, that's 8 pairs of shoes, or about $400 for just 4 hours of work. Now, you're probably thinking to yourself right now, but Joshua, who is gonna go and pay, $50 to have a pair of shoes cleaned when they could just spend $90, which is only $40 more for a brand new pair of shoes? Well, let's just take these off-white Nike Blazers as an example. Do you think that somebody would rather spend $50 to get these shoes, cleaned and restored, or would they rather go and spend $1,600 for a brand new pair of these shoes? I think you know the answer. Folks, listen, there is a legitimate and growing market for sneaker cleaning.
Okay, let's stop it there. So I think this is really interesting as a business model, but there are some things that we need to address before, even thinking starting this type of business. First thing is, how are you structuring your business? Because we see the numbers here. So these are the numbers. He says you can do $50 per shoe, 30 minutes each shoe, and you get $400 for 4 hours. It's super easy to give numbers like this type of numbers. So let's start from the beginning. $50 per pair of shoes. I don't think that is actually something you can get at the beginning because you need to learn how to do it. You need to understand how the business model works. And again, how are you structuring your business? So are you going and collect the shoes yourself? Are the customers sending the shoes to you? So who's paying for shipping? Is that a price that you're including in the service? Is that a price that the customer needs to pay? If you're going to somebody else's place to collect the shoes, you will need them to pay for gas, all these different things. First, let's structure the business and let's understand how the business works in the first place. Once we have that, so once we decided, okay, so what I'm doing is like people, so I can get more reach, for example, I want to do it online so people can ship the shoes to me. So the service would be a little bit more expensive. Instead of $50 for the customer, could be $70, could be $80, could be $100, depending even where the customer is for the shipping, So that is something you need to think about. Next step, as I was saying in the other video, every time you deal with other people's property, you need to understand that you need to have insurance. This is something that I always say because you never know what is going to happen. You never know if you're dealing with a customer who's just crazy. And if they want to sue you or do whatever it is, or you damage somebody else's property, you need to pay for it. And this is something you need to understand. So if you want to do it with your personal name, that's fine. But remember, if you do it, every time something happens, you will be responsible for it. If you do it with a company, the company has insurance. If something happens, they only can go and target the company. This is something we need to understand every time we want to start a business that involves dealing with people property. Again, this business is really interesting, something you need to understand how it works. You need to understand the structure, so how to structure the business. Again, shipping, collecting the shoes yourself, whatever it is, get insurance, and then you can start it. But remember, the beginning, you will have a little bit of learning curve here because you need to learn as well how to actually clean the shoes. And the example that he's doing about this blazer here, that is just a specific case. Not everybody buys $1,000 shoes. For example, I'm not a sneakerhead, so I don't even care if I pay $1,000 for shoes. I care about more about, let's say, buy a suit, for example, all these different things. So you need to understand your market as well. So how many people actually buy $1,000 shoes? How people are willing to pay for the service? These are all different things you need to consider. So you need to do a market research, it's called, before starting a business. Because if you want to start something, I don't believe in doing it for 2 weeks or 2 months. Doesn't make any sense, because you have to invest money or time. You need to do it to structure the business, scale the business, and make money. That is the main goal that we have on this channel. That is the main goal that I have when I start doing something. So if you want to make money, you have to structure everything as a business. So do market research, think about how you structure the business, all these different things, even on something that simple as cleaning shoes. So we need to understand that it's really easy to say, oh, I do this, but it's a little bit harder to do and to do the work, the research and everything. But trust me, if you do that, you will fail less. You will keep failing. That is something that is always going to happen. But if you do the research, you're reducing the chances for you to fail. Let's continue with the next business.
Now, if you don't feel like dealing with people and you don't want to have to worry about, building up a customer base, something else that you can do is buy used sneakers, clean and restore them, and then sell them for a profit. With this side hustle, all you're doing is just going to websites like Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, or anywhere people are selling used sneakers. You're going to these sites, finding used sneakers that you know you can buy for cheap, clean, and then resell for a large profit. Now, the big question that probably comes to your mind is, well, Joshua, how exactly do I know what sneakers to buy to make the most profit? And the best way to gain this knowledge is just by surrounding yourself with the information.
Surround yourself with the information. One of the first things I did was I followed a bunch of sneaker reselling pages like Drops by Leo, How to Cop, Instagram pages that showed you resale value and that told you when summer shoes were dropping. I'm just surrounding myself with this information.
You have to be willing to put in a little bit of work. Pressure one.
Okay, so this one, I agree with him. It's a business that you can do to resell sneakers, but I think it's something you need to, you can do it maybe in your spare time if you want to, just to make on maybe, I don't know, $2,000 to $3,000 every couple of months. I have no idea how you can actually create a business with this type of business idea, because this learning curve will be a little bit longer than the last one, because you need to understand which type of sneakers are selling. Then you need to understand that you will have competition, because if a pair of shoes is really, really interesting and the price is right, so people will buy it. So you need to understand that, and as well how many shoes you can actually flip each month. So that is something you need to always keep in mind if you want to start this one. But by far, this I think is the easiest to start in terms of how to start it. But the learning curve will be a little bit longer, because you need to again understand which shoes are actually selling, and that is something that you can only know once you do the work and study the market and all these different things. Related to this, I want to add something. If you want to do something specific like this, I would suggest to do something that is related to Facebook Marketplace, all these different websites where you can actually sell new things using AliExpress. So you test the market first by putting the listing up, see how many people contact you, so you create your customer list that you can then contact when you have the product. So you do like market research with the product. So let's say I'm simplifying it just to make you understand what I mean. So let's say I want to sell this microphone online, right? I don't know if the market is looking for the microphone, but I want to check and see if that is something I can sell. So what I do, I go on Facebook Marketplace, I create the listing, even if I don't have the product in my hands yet. And people will start contacting me saying, hey, is this available? You will say, oh, sorry, I just sold it. Or will be available, let's say, in a week or 10 days, whatever. Of course, a big percentage of those people will never come back to you, but you have an idea by how many people are contacting you if that is a product that actually people are interested in. So once you have that information, then you can go on AliExpress and search something similar to this, knowing that the market is there. You buy from AliExpress. DHgate is another website you can buy in bulk for a cheaper price. You get it to your house. Once you have the product there, you start contacting all the people that contacted you in the first place to tell them, hey, you're still interested in this product? I have a product available. All these different things are things you can do to actually sell on the used market with a competitive price. Because if somebody needs to buy this microphone used and they're paying, let's say, $50, if you come into the market, let's say for $60, but it's brand new, they will buy from you. So this is something you can do. If you want me to create a guide on how to do this, just let me know and I'll do it for you. So now let's continue with the next business. This is called pressure washing. Just one little thing, the sneakers reselling market, I think, again, it's not the best to start. At the end of this video, I will tell you my opinion, which is the best thing you can do to start straight away.
Washing is a side hustle that requires very little skills but can make you as much money as a doctor. In fact, it's very possible to start doing this side hustle and within just a year of doing it, scale it up to a six-figure business. There are teenagers out there making well over six figures, as much as $144,000 per year with a pressure washing side hustle or business that took them about a year to get off the ground.
Well, pressure washing, it's low investment. You can get started with a couple thousand. That's even a generous number. You can get started with less. A couple $100, buy a machine from Home Depot, get going.
Now, I already know that many of you are thinking, yeah, but Joshua, I don't have the equipment to start this side hustle, and I don't have any money to buy the equipment. But the truth is that if you're just starting out, you actually don't need the most expensive equipment in the world. A simple $300 to $400 pressure washer, such as this one here, will get the job done. And what you would do is you would just start off with family members or friends. See if you have any friends or family who would be willing to pay you to pressure wash their driveway or the front of their house. And then from there, you could ask your friends and family if they know anybody who could use your service. But these initial customers will help you to start building up some savings.
Okay, so before we get into the social media marketing agency, this side hustle is like the other ones that we said before, related to, landscaping, all these different side hustles that we mentioned before. You need insurance. You need to have the gear. You need to find the customers. You need to get experience. All these different things are things you have to think about if you want to start this business. And I think as well, this is a seasonal business, because I'm not sure if people are willing to do this during winter. It's not that easy to start, as you do this in a year, you get six figures. I don't think that is the case. To do that, you have to treat this thing as a business. So again, get insurance, because you're dealing with people's property, and if something happens, you need to be covered. You need to have the gear, because you can go to people's places to clean the house with a broom, and then that's it. Then you need to start finding customers. At the beginning, you will lose a lot of customers because you don't have experience, so they will notice and they will not get back to you. All these different things are things you have to consider. And again, it might be seasonal, so I don't think it makes sense for you, to start doing it, and then maybe you do it for 2-3 months, and then you don't know what to do for the next part of the year. But if you're a structured business, that is different, because you might have customers that I need to do something else during the year, but that is relationships that you can build with time. It's not something you just do it. In the first month, you start making $10,000 a month. It's not the case. He makes it look easy, but I don't think that is the case. So now let's jump into the last one, because this is actually a business that I know exactly how it works, because I was doing it with I was helping one of my partners to start his agency. We scaled the business with together, and I was helping him to get new customers. So I know how business work, and I will tell you my opinion on which business I think you should start and how to make it different to bring value to the market.
That has created many teenage millionaires, and that's starting a social media marketing agency. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, okay? This side hustle has gotten a lot more saturated over the past few years. But like with anything, that just means you'll have to find a way to stand out. Social media marketing, or SMM, is when you increase a company's sales, brand awareness, or drive traffic to their website through social media. Basically, the way it works though is you'll go to a company and you'll say, listen, if you pay me X dollars per month when you're first getting started, it might be, $1,000-$2,000 per month, but as you continue to grow, as you continue to get new clients and get better, that dollar amount that you're charging per month will continue to go up. But basically, you're just going to a company and you're saying, if you pay me X dollars per month, then I'll create content for your social media, I'll run ads for you, and I'll analyze the results from those things and then make adjustments to continue helping your brand to grow. And if you can do this successfully, then they'll just continue paying you each month to get them results. And then eventually, the more you do this and the better you get, the more money you can start charging. And let's just say, for example, that you have 10 clients, all who are paying you $10,000 per month. Well, all of a sudden, you're earning $100,000 per month, or about $1.2 million per year doing social media marketing. And the best part is that there's virtually zero overhead with this business, right? And so if you're making $1.2 million per year, I would say maybe 90 to 95% of that is pure profit. I'm gonna leave a link down below to a free guide that will walk you through exactly how you can start doing social media marketing for yourself. Hey, you guys are all incredible, every single one of you. Believe in yourself and understand that you can.
Again, I'm not here to attack anybody. I really appreciate the work that he does and everything, but we need to make sure that we give the people the right amount of information. Let's start with the last number that he gave. I don't think that is just, so here, 10 customers that pays you $10,000 per month. To get that, you need to have a team of people. You need to be good at what you're doing, because in order for you to get a customer at the beginning, you need to have case studies. You need to understand that people wouldn't just they don't give you money because you're pretty. You have to they give you money because you bring them results. In order to do that, you need to have customers. In order to have customers, you need to have results. So at the beginning, the only way to get new customers is by reducing prices, to then have case studies that you can leverage to get new customers. So let's say again you get to this specific case, 10 customers, they pay you $10,000 per month. It's pretty easy, 95% profit. No, that is not the case. To manage a customer, even one that gives you $10,000 per month, it means that he's spending at least 2 to 3 times that money for advertisement. You need to create all the ads. Let's say $30,000 the advertisement. It is a lot of work with ads, creatives, all the different things. And this is just one customer. For you to do this, you need a team. And having a team and having more people is more cost. So the 1.2 million that he's mentioning is not profit. That is just the revenue. And then you need to pay people that do the work for you. All these different things are costs, softwares, are advertisement to get new customers. There's no way you can make 95% profit if you have this amount of customers. At the beginning, you might have that 95% that is saying, because if you do it just yourself, you of course are less expenses, so your profit is higher. But that is not just the case if you start scaling the business. So I don't agree with this, not even one bit. Super simplified. It's not that easy to have an agency that makes 1.2 million per year. You can do it. The market is there, but you need to have experience. You need to show people results, because a customer, again, won't pay you $10,000 again just because you ask them to. You need to bring results. In order for you to get there, you need experience, because if you don't have that, you need to build your experience by making mistakes, and the only way to do that is keep doing and failing and all these different things I already said before. So what is actually something you can do to create a business that you can actually scale in the future, and it makes sense to start right now? I think you should do an hybrid between social media agency plus content creation, so video editing, content creation, using AI to sell your service. What I mean by that, since the market is really saturated, since everybody now is doing social media marketing agencies, you can leverage this new AI trend that is starting to tell your new customers that you have something the other people don't have. So let's make an example here. If a customer asks a person to make a creative, so an image, videos, whatever it is, usually the time to do that is 2 to 3 days, if you're really fast, to create the content. With AI, you're able to do that in half the amount of time, or even 2 to 3 hours if you just need to create images, for example. There are all different tools that you can use. Let me know if you're interested. I can do videos on that as well. And what I mean by this is you can sell this time as a time saved for the customer. So if a customer is spending 3 days for a creative to be made, you can tell the customer, listen, I can do it for you for, in 2 hours. You can pay me less because, again, I'm new. I don't have experience, so I have to sell myself. And in that way, you can start getting customers. And AI is everybody's interested right now in AI. And you can actually use tools. You're not lying to anybody. You're actually using tools to do work faster. The second thing would be content creation. So you can then have revenue every month with a content creation team saying, I will create all the content for you. So you can pay me, let's say, X amount of money every month, and I will make you a video a week, and I will make you 2 videos per week and 2 shorts. You pay me more, I make you 5 videos per week, whatever it is. Then you can decide your price. And if you want to start with this at the beginning, if you're just yourself, you can actually then go on Fiverr, Upwork. You find editors over there and you just outsource the work at the beginning. Once the customers are starting to become a little bit more, you can then hire someone that does the videos for you exclusively. So this is the way I think to scale this business. So if I was about to start something, I might do it. I never know. I think the potential is there. You need to create an hybrid between these 3 things. So social media marketing, video content creation, and using AI to sell all the package that you actually want to sell to your customers. So this is something you can start if you want to do it online. If you want to do something offline, again, you can resell things on Facebook Marketplace locally, in your area, doing with AliExpress. And again, if you want, I can create a guide on this. I was doing it in Canary Islands when I was living there. I did it in Ireland. I did it in Italy. I did it in Germany. I did it in France. I'm doing it here. It's something that I like to do, and I know how to do it. And it's pretty interesting because, again, if you're just starting, it's even a good way for you to learn new skills for your next business and then your next business. So you're acquiring skills that you will use in the future. So this is it for me today. Let me know in the comments what you think. I will keep doing these type of videos where I go into these side hustle lists. I try to give you guys the best information for you to make the best decision, because again, not everybody is in the same situation, and giving information too generalized, I think, is not the right way to go. So that's why I go in depth with my experience and trying to tell you, yes, interesting, but be careful about, these 3 things. So you have better information, you can make better decisions. So thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any of my content. And I'll see you next week with a brand new video.